In the skies of the 21st century, warfare is no longer just about who fires first. It's a complex game where information, stealth, data networks, and global strategy are deeply intertwined. Amid the haze of radar waves, two fighters emerge from opposing worlds, America's F-35 Lightning II and Russia's Su-57 Felon. These jets are not just weapons, they are declarations of technology, strategy, and national identity. And today, we peel back the layers of design and doctrine to ask, who truly deserves to be called the master of modern skies, when not being seen is an offensive maneuver? Modern warfare has reshaped a core principle: the victor is not the one who shoots faster, but the one who remains unseen. The F-35 Lightning II is the result of nearly 2 decades of stealth innovation. From its radar-evading shape, DS, air intakes, new generation RAM coding, to its internal weapons bay, everything is designed with one goal: to become a ghost on radar. In tests, the F-35's radar cross-section, RCS, is said to be no larger than a ping-pong ball, but its stealth isn't just passive. It's actively defended by a silent electronic suite. Its AESA radar operates in low probability of intercept LPI-MO. Passive sensors emit no signals, and its electronic warfare systems can jam threats before being targeted. This is a holistic philosophy: evasion through electronic dominance. The Su-57, by contrast, follows a philosophy of selective stealth, prioritizing frontal stealth where enemy radar is most likely to scan. The nose and wing edges are carefully shaped to reduce reflections. However, its wide rear fuselage, exposed engine nozzles, and non-DSI intakes make it less stealthy from multiple angles. In today's battle space full of UAVs and multidirectional radar, this is a significant limitation. Warfare of information, not just ammunition. If stealth helps you avoid being hit, then sensors and data links help you see everything before others see you. This is where the F-35 plays in a league of its own. Designed as a flying data hub, the F-35's APG-81 radar can detect dozens of targets at long range while jamming enemy systems and securely linking with allied platforms. The distributed aperture system DAS gives 360-degree infrared awareness in real time, allowing the pilot to see through the aircraft. DOT's electro-optical targeting system combines thermal imaging, laser guidance, and range finding into one compact unit, all displayed through an augmented reality helmet, eliminating the need to look at traditional cockpit screens. Crucially, all this sensor data is processed by and shared instantly with UAVs, ships, ground units, and missile systems. The F-35 is not just a jet, it's a node in a multi-domain warfare network. The Su-57 also carries powerful radar. The N-036 system operating in X and L bands can potentially detect stealth targets under ideal conditions. It has infrared sensors, 101,000s and optical targeting systems, but lacks full sensor fusion. More critically, it lacks a wide-scale data-sharing network. It fights mostly alone, a lone warrior in an era of team-based warfare. When you can't hide, become unhittable, dogfights aren't always long-range. When forced into close quarters, where radar is useless and every twist could mean life or death, agility becomes your only salvation. The Su-57 is an aerial acrobat. Thanks to 3D thrust vectoring and refined aerodynamics, it can perform extreme maneuvers like the Cobra, flat spin, and Herbst maneuver, stunning but feasible moves. This allows it to dodge missile locks or outflank opponents in tight dogfights. The F-35 isn't clumsy, but it isn't built for knife fights. Its stealth-optimized shape, weight, and lack of thrust vectoring reduce its close-range agility. Yet, this is not a flaw, it's a deliberate philosophy. The F-35 aims to eliminate threats from afar using sensors and medium-range missiles. If forced into close combat, its electronic warfare systems help it escape, and it's still agile enough to survive when needed. Mastering the sky means reaching far, flying smart. Speed is useful for evasion, pursuit, or sudden strikes, but range determines who commands the sky, especially in campaigns spanning thousands of kilometers. On paper, the Su-57 leads. It exceeds Mach to 2,120 kilometers per hour and has a range of 3,500 to 4,000 kilometers without refueling, ideal for Russia's vast territory across 11 time zones. It was built to defend enormous skies without relying heavily on supply lines. However, raw speed and range don't always mean effective deployment. The F-35 tops out at Mach 1.6 with about 2,200 kilometers of range, but it's everywhere. With over 800 U.S. military bases globally, advanced aerial refueling, and 3 variants of for air bases, B for amphibious ships, C for carriers, the F-35 can launch from remote islands, aircraft carriers, NATO runways, or improvised airstrips. The F-35 doesn't need to fly far. It's already close to the front. The Su-57 flies far, but reaching the front in time is another matter. Strength isn't just in bombs, but in how you use them. No fighter is dangerous without proper firepower, but firepower is more than weapons. It's how, when, and where you use them. The F-35 doesn't just carry cutting-edge weapons, it uses them wisely. In stealth mode, all weapons are carried internally to preserve low observability. In beast mode, it adds external ordnance to become a flying arsenal. Its arsenal includes AM-120D medium-range air-to-air missiles, AM-9X Sidewinder short-range missiles, GPS-guided JDAM bombs, GBU-12 laser bombs, AGM-15 Fate JASSM standoff missiles, HARM anti-radiation missiles, NATO-compatible B-61 tactical nukes. The Su-57 has potential access to more exotic weapons, hypersonic missiles, ultra-long-range R-37M AIMs, smart bombs, and developing directed energy weapons. However, its fire control, integration, sensor weapon coordination, and real-world accuracy remain untested. A powerful weapon isn't dangerous if it can't be used effectively in a modern, integrated battle space, something the F-35 excels at. Who can sustain the war longer? In long wars, the question is no longer who's strongest, but who can build and sustain faster, cheaper, and longer. The Su-57 costs around $35 to $50 million per unit, seemingly a bargain. But only approximately 30 units have been built so far, hampered by sanctions, supply chain issues, unready engines, L-51 still not mass-produced, and limited defense industrial capacity. The F-35 is pricier, $80 to $100 million per unit, but over 1,000 are already operational across 15 nations. Thanks to global collaboration, industrialized production, and a complete ecosystem for maintenance, training, and logistics, the F-35 is not just an aircraft but a scalable combat platform. Theory vs. battlefield records. There's a clear line between concept and combat-tested machines. That line is real-world warfare. The F-35 has seen combat. Israel used it to strike Syrian missile systems without detection. It's been deployed in Iraq, Afghanistan, and active tensions in the South China Sea, Eastern Europe, and the Black Sea. The Su-57 has been tested in Syria, with no confirmed combat missions. It has yet to face enemy aircraft, be targeted by Western radars, or fire a shot in actual combat. It may excel in theory, but true fighters are forged in fire. Being there on time is the ultimate weapon. Owning a powerful aircraft means little if it can't reach the battlefield when it counts. The F-35 excels in global deployment. Thanks to its variants, it can operate from fixed airbases, improvised runways, nuclear carriers, amphibious assault ships, forward NATO bases, Japan, Korea, Australia, and beyond. The ALIS ODIN logistics system tracks every aircraft's health globally and reports issues before a pilot even boards. The Su-57, however, is bound by Russia's domestic logistics. Without global bases or long-range deployment infrastructure, the Su-57 may be fast, but cannot always be where it's needed, when it's needed. Each aircraft is a mirror of its nation's mindset. At a deeper level, each jet embodies its creator's philosophy of war and technological vision. The F-35 is born from America's network-centric doctrine, data fusion, preemptive strikes, coordinated teams, and battle space dominance through information. Controlled by a large touchscreen, smart helmet interface, and satellite-linked systems, it never fights alone. It's a node in a global combat web. The Su-57 reflects Russia's legacy of air dominance via raw maneuverability and engine power. It favors solo survivability and predator-style engagements, but it lacks what the F-35 thrives on: an integrated ecosystem, multi-platform coordination, and global support infrastructure. Who rules the sky? If you ask who would win a 1v1 dogfight in neutral skies, the answer might be Su-57. But if you ask who can command a vast strategic airspace, fight alongside fleets, coordinate with UAVs, receive satellite orders, survive complex missions, and fight again tomorrow, the answer is only F-35.